Hi, this is Dan Krause from Krause Estate Planning and Elder Law Center. We are a Friendly Law Firm, LLC organization. I wanted to talk today a little bit about the history of our firm and the history of my journey to where I'm at today. Krause Estate Planning and Elder Law Center has gone through different iterations throughout its history. Founded in 2000 in Shawano, Wisconsin, um, moved to Oregon, Wisconsin in 2004, closed and reopened because of military duty that I had in 2005, reopened in Oregon, Wisconsin, closed again for military duty in 2010, reopened in 2011, and I partnered with another attorney from 2014 to 2020, or the end of 2020, and now reopened once again as Krause Estate Planning and Elder Law Center. Throughout the many years of my experience doing this type of estate planning, beginning with helping my grandparents plan. Uh, Even before I had my law license, my grandparents were needing some planning, and they asked me to sit down with them and help them map out some things. I did a bunch of legal research, and I found that this is an area of the law that I had some talent in, and I was actually pretty good with. My grandparents were very happy with the work that I did. Not a big estate, of course, but planning can make a big difference in the lives of a family, and I learned that. I learned it also helps to give people a sense of perspective and a comfort in knowing that they've made plans for what may happen eventually. My grandparents have both passed away. Their estate plans were executed, and they worked very well. Uh, and I've done estate planning for thousands, literally, of people, and know about hundreds that have come through and everything has worked out like planned. So, where did I come from? I am the founder of the firm. I was born in Wisconsin Rapids, a mill town, a paper mill town, in 1967, 2 days after Super Bowl I, where the Packers won. One of the first pieces of clothing that I remember ever owning was a Bart Starr jersey, and it was way too big for me when I started wearing it. But I wore that thing out, and I have no idea where it is now. Number 15. Anyways, from there, my family moved. My dad was a salesperson for Maytag, and we moved to Escanaba. A couple of years later, we moved to Ottumwa, Iowa, and then we moved back to Wisconsin, to Baraboo, Wisconsin. My mother taught school. She was also a billing clerk for a nursing facility in Baraboo. Um, and I went to a Catholic school there for a couple of years. I graduated from the high school in Baraboo. Go Thunderbirds. And from there, tried college for a little while and learned that I didn't have enough money to go to college, and I really didn't have the motivation in the mid 1980s to go to college. And I found that there was money in the military to go to college. So I signed up for a stint in the Army. They promised me money for college, and they delivered. And after being in the Army for a couple of years, I had the motivation to go to college instead of being a private or an Army grunt for the rest of my life. Now, as things turned out, I did stay in the Army for quite some time through the National Guard and Army Reserves, etc. But when I got back into the Army after my law school, I became an officer, and that's a bit different than the enlisted corps, though some of the best people in the Army that I've ever met have been enlisted soldiers doing their everyday best to make this country what it is. In any case, after graduating from the University of Wisconsin at Stevens Point with my undergrad, I went into the Peace Corps for a couple of years. From there, law school at New York University, one of the nation's top law schools. I was lucky enough to get a scholarship there and graduated, worked for a while in 2 different Native American tribes in Wisconsin, and decided that I wanted to open my own law firm. So in 2000, opened Krause Law Offices in right across the street from the courthouse in Shawano, Wisconsin. From there, I gained experience and learned the types of law that I liked and the types of law that I didn't like, the types of law that were made my clients happy, and I stuck with that. So I whittled my practice down to now it's, for several years, it's been estate planning, elder law, and probate. Now, many estate planners also do divorces, they also do business law, they also do corporations, they may also do criminal defense, traffic tickets. We don't do that here. We like to focus on the areas that we know best so that we can really dig in deep, listen closely to our clients, and not have to worry about a criminal trial that's coming up in the next week or so. So, it's also important, I believe, that people who do estate planning also do the probate and the trust administration. What happens after somebody passes away? I have many years of experience in dealing with what happens after someone passes away, finding out where the weak spots in a plan are, finding out how people react, how families act when a certain type of planning is implemented, and how they would react if a different type of planning may have been implemented. I have experience to pass on to my clients to help them make the right decisions and help them sometimes deal with things that are not necessarily legal but are very important to the success of an estate plan, like explaining things to children, explaining things. When I say children, I'm talking about adult children, but even smaller children. Explaining what your plans are, asking for input. Sometimes a child's or children's input is helpful to a parent when they're doing estate planning. And also, when there are troubles or troubles are foreseen, to taking steps within the estate plan to minimize those troubles and to make it go as smoothly as possible in the end. I want to talk a little bit about where we come from as far as our hearts and our minds with this law office. We have 5 core principles that we try to maintain every day in all of our relationships. And those core principles are love, compassion, integrity, pursuit of excellence, and teamwork. Now, I'd like to talk a little bit about each of those things, but I won't do that today. Perhaps that'll be another message. But if you are a client of ours, or if you become a client of ours and you are not experiencing those 5 core principles, we want to know about it, because it is our desire that even without saying them, our clients and the people that we deal with can tell that we value those things above the rest of the things that come with running a business, running a law office. Thanks very much for your time, and I hope that if any of this was intriguing to you, if you need estate planning, if you need elder planning, if you need someone to help you after the death of a loved one with the legal matters, you'll give us a call. Our number is 608-268-5751. Thanks very much.